Hi everyone, my name is Emily, and I'm a high school senior at Westfield High in a quiet suburb outside Chicago. I'm just your average 17-year-old girl. I love hanging out with my friends, scrolling through TikTok, and dreaming about college next year. My days are pretty routine. Wake up at 6:30, grab a quick breakfast with my mom and little brother, then catch the bus to school. Classes drag on until 3 p.m., followed by volleyball practice or study group, and then home for dinner and homework. On weekends, I babysit for extra cash or chill with my best friends, Sarah and Mike, in our group chat where we share memes and gossip about crushes. But looking back, even in those normal days, something always felt a tiny bit off. Like, the hallways at school seemed quieter than usual sometimes, with this weird silence hanging in the air during lunch. I catch a glimpse of someone staring at me from across the cafeteria, not in a flirty way, but just blank, like they were studying me. I'd shake it off, thinking it was just paranoia from watching too many horror movies. Or there were these odd feelings in the evenings. When I'd walk home from the bus stop, the streetlights would flicker just a little, and I'd get this chill down my spine like eyes were on my back. But no one was there when I turned around. My mom would say it's just the wind or my imagination, and I'd laugh it off. Our school group chat was the fun part of my routine. It started as a class thing for sharing notes on history projects, but it turned into the silly space for pranks and jokes. There were about 20 of us in it, me, Sarah, Mike, and a bunch of other kids from our grade. We'd send dumb memes, fake ghost stories, or pretend to be hackers just to freak each other out. One night, after a long day of exams, I was in bed scrolling through the chat when a new message popped up from an unknown number. It said, "Hey Emily, I know what you did last summer." I rolled my eyes. Classic prank, right? Probably Mike trying to be funny. But then it added, "That red sweater looks good on you today." Wait, I had worn my red sweater to school that day. How did they know? I texted back, "Who is this?" No reply. The chat went silent after that, and I felt this small knot in my stomach. It was probably just someone from class messing around, but why wouldn't they answer? I tried to sleep, but that message stuck with me, making me wonder who was really watching. The next few days, things started getting weirder, and that knot in my stomach grew into full-on unease. At school, I'd noticed people staring again, not just one, but a couple of kids from the edges of the hallway, their eyes following me as I walked to class. One time, during lunch, I swear I heard footsteps behind me in the empty corridor, but when I spun around, it was just shadows from the lockers. I told Sarah about it, and she laughed, saying, You're being dramatic. It's probably that prankster in the group chat." But the messages kept coming. The unknown number sent more. "Saw you at volleyball practice. Nice serve." Then a photo blurry, but it was me spiking the ball, taken from outside the gym window. My heart skipped. How? I showed Mike, but he shrugged. Could be anyone with a phone. Block them. I did, but then calls started, silent ones at night, just heavy breathing before hanging up. I felt like I was being followed everywhere. Walking home, I'd hear those footsteps again, echoing a bit too close, and I'd speed up, glancing over my shoulder to see a figure in a hoodie ducking behind a car. At home, I'd lock my doors early, but the unease followed me inside. My family didn't get it. My mom said, "Teenagers and their dramas," and my brother teased me about having a secret admirer. Even in the group chat, when I posted about the creepy messages, most kids replied with laughing emojis, calling it an epic prank. "Lighten up, Emily," one said. But I wasn't laughing. The tension built with every ding of my phone. Another message from a new number. "Your room light is on. Sweet dreams." I peeked out my window, but the street was empty. Or was it? A shadow shifted under the street lamp. Then it escalated. One evening, after dinner, I was alone in the living room when my phone buzzed with a video clip. It was footage of our front porch, timestamped that afternoon, with a gloved hand touching the doorknob, twisting it slowly as if testing if it was locked. The caption, "I could come in anytime." My blood ran cold. They knew my address. This wasn't a school prank anymore. This was someone real, close, invading my life. I ran to the door, bolted it, and called Sarah in tears, but she still thought it was fake. Edit a video? Easy, she said. But I knew better. The danger was right outside, knocking at my door. It was a Friday night, and I was home alone. My mom and brother had gone to visit my aunt, leaving me to relax after a tough week. The house felt too big, too quiet, with only the hum of the fridge breaking the silence. I double-checked every lock, drawn all the curtains, and tried to distract myself with Netflix, but my mind kept replaying those messages. My phone was off, charging in the kitchen, but that didn't stop the paranoia. Around midnight, as rain started pattering against the windows, I heard it, a soft scrape outside, like nails on wood. My heart pounded in my ears. I froze on the couch, breathing shallow, telling myself it was just the wind. But then came the footsteps, slow, deliberate, crunching on the gravel driveway. They circled the house, stopping at the back door. I tiptoed to the kitchen, my hands shaking as I grabbed a knife from the drawer. Shadows danced on the curtains. Was that a silhouette? Tall, hooded, pressing against the glass. My breath caught, ragged and quick, as I backed away. The doorknob rattled. Once, twice, turning slowly as if they were teasing me. "Who's there?" I whispered, but my voice cracked. No answer, just more rattling, louder now, like they were forcing it. I ran upstairs to my room, slamming the door and pushing my dresser against it. Hiding under the covers felt stupid, but I did it anyway, phone in hand now, dialing 911 with trembling fingers. "Someone's trying to break in," I hissed to the operator. But as I spoke, a new sound, tapping on my window. My room was on the second floor. How? I peeked out, and there it was. A face, pale and grinning, pressed against the glass from the tree branch outside. Eyes locked on mine, unblinking. My scream stuck in my throat. My heart hammered so hard I thought it had burst. The figure raised a hand, scratching the window slowly, nails screeching like chalk on a board. "What do you want?" I mouthed, tears streaming. It just stared, head tilting, as if enjoying my terror. Seconds stretched into eternity. Would it break the glass? Climb in? I backed into the corner, knife raised, every muscle tense. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder. The figure froze, then vanished into the shadows, slipping down the tree like a ghost. I collapsed, sobbing, as red and blue lights flashed outside. The police arrived, searched the yard, but found nothing, no footprints in the mud. No evidence. "Probably a prank gone wrong," one officer said. But I knew it was real. I'd seen those eyes, felt that presence inches away. How had it disappeared so fast? After that night, everything changed. The police took my statement, but with no evidence, no fingerprints, no video from our doorbell cam. It had mysteriously glitched. They couldn't do much. They patrolled the neighborhood more, but chalked it up to a random intruder or a kid from school taking the prank too far. I told my mom everything, and she freaked out, installing new locks, alarms, and even cameras. We talked about moving, but with money tight, we stayed put for now. At school, I quit volleyball and avoided the group chat. The admins kicked out suspicious accounts, but the damage was done. Sarah and Mike finally believed me, apologizing for brushing it off, but the trust was broken. I switched to online classes for the rest of the semester, too scared to walk those hallways. I'm different now, paranoid, always checking windows before bed, jumping at every notification on my phone. I carry pepper spray everywhere, even to the mailbox, and I avoid being alone at night. Sleep comes in fits, haunted by nightmares of that grinning face. My family tiptoes around me, treating me like glass, but I can see the worry in their eyes. Therapy helps a bit, but the fear clings like a shadow. Then, just last week, as I was starting to feel a sliver of normalcy, it happened again. I got a text from an unknown number. A single emoji, a watching eye, with no words. I blocked it immediately, but my hands shook for hours. Was it a coincidence? Or them reminding me they're still out there? The police said it could be spam, but I know better. Sometimes, late at night, I hear faint footsteps outside, or catch a glimpse of a car idling down the street. Lights off. What if they're still watching me right now, waiting for the perfect moment to finish what they started.